7 Western Conference Semifinals. The Minnesota Timberwolves have endured 6 long games. 3 they have won, 3 they have lost. It is now the last stand. There is no looking back, as they must lay it all on the line against the San Antonio Spurs. It's all come down to Game 7 of the conference semifinals. Up next.
Here it is, folks. Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinal. These two teams have battled hard, but it's only one that will move on. It's the NBA playoffs on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy. And we've got Allie LaForce reporting from the sideline. Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight, some names out of action.
Yeah, and in the postseason, you'd love to be at full strength, but neither team is, and they've just got to deal with it.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Out to the forward, it'll be McDaniels and Randall. Anthony Edwards out there with Bones Highland. And it's Gobert in at center. And for San Antonio, Fox and Castle are their guards. Then there's Devin Vassell. Then it's Victor Wembanyama. And it's Champagnie in at the 4-man position. Go. And so off the tip, it's Minnesota. Fox against Highland. Pass to Edwards. Takes the 3. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Well, this is why Edwards is a nightmare for defenses. He can drive right through you or pull you apart from range like this.
Back to Fox. Here's Champagnie. Now Fox. 4 on the clock. Connects from three-point range.
Sometimes Fox gets room behind the three-point line because of that blow-by ability.
Here's Highland. Inside. And the shot goes in from Rudy Gobert.
Nice pass inside, making things easy for him now.
Pass to Castle. Here's Wembanyama. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
And when Wembanyama is connecting from deep, he is downright unguardable. This is how special a talent he is.
Here's Edwards. Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
San Antonio's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. And that one's good, Champagnie.
How about the awareness there from Fox? You gotta love seeing how he is such a willing passer in finding the open man.
Randall off with the layup.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Here's McDaniels. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Stolen by McDaniels. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Took him no time at all on that one.
Well, smart idea from McDaniels, looking to convert inside.
Vassell outside. Back to Fox. And it's off from three-point range. Minnesota in the lead. Randall no good. Vassell against McDaniel. Vassell no good.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
Knocks down the 3-ball.
That jump shot has been the biggest question mark to Castle, so it's good to see him shooting with confidence.
Randall outside. Back to Highland. Here's Edwards. The rebound by Champagnie. McDaniels outside. It's good from long range. McDaniels got 5 points so far.
The shots are certainly falling for him here in the early stages.
And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. And the Spurs with some changes. Barnes comes in for Devin Vassell. And it's Harper in for Castle. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Outside Harper. Pass to Champagnie. Again, the miss by the Spurs. The Timberwolves have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Conley with the three. Rebound, San Antonio. It came out on top in their last match on Wednesday.
Yeah, facing that hostile crowd, they just found a way to kind of tune out the noise and focus on the game.
Give a lot of credit to this coaching staff for preparing them for that kind of environment. They went in and just executed their game plan.
Sinks the triple. No shortage of drama here early on.
Yeah, 8 lead changes already. Huge number this early.
Pass to Champagnie. Here's Wembanyama. Makes it off the glass. Wembanyama's got 5 now.
You have to be aware of Wembanyama on the boards. Really keep a body on it.
At the elbow, it's Gobert. Here's Shannon. Finally, the pass to Shannon. The rebound by the Spurs. Wembanyama's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And Wembanyama throws it down.
And we talk about how Wembanyama makes the wow plays. Wow.
And that great replay brought to us by the AT&T Connected Cam. .51 seconds left here in the first quarter. To the inside. Gobert can't hit. San Antonio leading. Fox finds Wembanyama. Shoots the three. Minnesota with the rebound. 23 seconds left in the first. There's the three, and the three ball is good. Dosunmu's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Minnesota.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
And Fox gets it to go.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, this is why the fans are here. Each team trading blows, increasing the entertainment value.
And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. It's the Spurs leading by just 1. And we welcome you back to 2K Sports coverage of the Western Conference Semifinals. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Spurs.
Well, the way they've been attacking inside is phenomenal. Consistently getting high percentage looks, and that's what great offenses are all about.
And in addition, the three-point shooting has been dialed in tonight. They seem poised for a big game from deep.
So on the floor for Minnesota, Reed is out there with McDaniels. Then there's Dosunmu. Then it's Bones Highland. And it's Phillips, and it's small forward.
Something Castle continues to work on. It's crucial that he becomes more consistent from deep.
McDaniels outside. Fires from deep. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And it's Bones Highland with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Vassell, he's checked in for Johnson.
Coming onto the floor for your Spurs, number 24, Devin Vassell.
Vassell outside. Pass to Barnes.
Timberwolves foul. Phillips, first personal foul. Second team foul.
Down low. Here's Cornette. That falls. Nice feed that time from Harper. Cornette's got his first basket.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Reed with the screen on Harper. To the paint. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Reed.
Terrific screen. They ask Reed to do a lot of the little things like that, and he does them all well.
Barnes outside. To the middle. And the basket by Vassell. And the Spurs lead by 3.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Harper against Highland. To the wing right side. Reed the pass to Highland. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Spurs leading by 3. Here's Castle. The kick out to Barnes. From outside, off the mark. And so it's Highland with it. He brings it up for the Timberwolves. And the shot is good.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. He's ready to talk things through with them. Bones Highland is checked in for the Timberwolves. Against Highland. Hit the floater. And here's Vassell from the arc. Gobert pulls it in.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's Randall. And the layup's good off the glass.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
San Antonio trailing here. Now, here's Fox. He's got 5. San Antonio again missing. And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. And here's Edwards from the arc. Nailed from three-point land. And now a 4-point Minnesota lead. Barnes outside. Back to Fox. Vassell outside. Good, and it's Fox who picks up the assist. Vassell's got his second basket of the game.
Well, this is Vassell's game. He can do that all day.
Shannon passes to Highland. Randall from outside. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Barnes outside. Beyond the arc. They get the rebound. Here's Minnesota. They're on a 15-6 run. Pass to Gobert. Here's Shannon. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Well, the defense was a little soft. He felt free to take that shot.
Fox looking it over. Launches it. Castle on the wing. Nice ball movement by San Antonio.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. different look now for San Antonio. Wembanyama, he's checked in for Barnes, and it's Harper in for Castle. McDaniels, he's checked in for Minnesota. Dosunmu comes in for Bones Highland. .131 left now here in the second. Dosunmu, the pass to Edwards. Here's Gobert, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And the lead should be safe if they can keep shooting the basketball like this.
They get a hand on it. Dosunmu, the pass to Gobert. Count that one. Gobert's got 6.
Well, you know, Gobert is only going to shoot it when he gets a high percentage look like that.
Fox inside the line. Outside Harper. Lets it go from deep. Rebound Minnesota. Edwards with it. He's got 9. Dosunmu, the pass to Gobert. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Well, despite that turnover, they've done a decent job taking care of the ball, and they'll need to continue that if they want to hold on to this lead.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Champagne's checked in, and Castle is subbed in for Harper. Now, here's Fox. He's got 5.
Well, I hate to say it, but he hasn't done a lot to help their cause tonight. He's been a little erratic from the floor.
Randall kicks to McDaniel. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Pass to Edwards. 6 on the shot clock. Off target from three-point range. Vassell outside. It's good from about 19 feet. Vassell's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for San Antonio. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We come back right after this.
Some great postseason action in the first half of play. A healthy lead has been built for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
The defense should get a talk. They've been getting splashed on all game. And I'm just sitting back watching the show.
And as great as they've been, the show still has a second act. It can all change in a flash.
Can you say splash on TV?
Taking a look at the Spurs in this series. It all comes down to a decisive Game 7. Guys, what's it going to take for them to close out this series?
You can't leave anything in the tank. Approach it like you're playing for your life, because in some ways you are.
And you can't get sloppy and waste a bunch of possessions. You got to keep that focus.
No question. Let's get it. Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And we're back courtside at Game 7 as this series comes to a head. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
With so much on the line tonight, you have to be impressed with the way he came out and set the tone with his aggression.
Well, the lights are bright in this matchup, and he's had no problem playing up to the moment.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Filling the perimeter spots are Castle and Vassell. Then it's De'Aaron Fox. Then there's Wembanyama. And it's Champagnie in at the 4 spot. And that's the 5 to begin the second half for Mitch Johnson. Now here's Randall, following the missed shot by De'Aaron Fox. Back to Highland. Good, and the assist goes to Edwards. Highland's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Here's Fox. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got 6 rebounds in the game. Outside Edwards. McDaniels gets a wide open look. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Fox goes in, and it's Fox with the jam.
Man, he is so fast. Fox just needs one step, and he is practically at the rim.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Minnesota making some changes. Shannon's checked in, and it's Conley in for Highland.
Let's hear it for you. Minnesota substitution. Terrence Shannon. Mike Conley.
Timberwolves leading by 12. Now Conley. Scoreless thus far. Edwards finds Conley. A three-pointer off the mark. For San Antonio, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Crossed up the D perfectly. Castle's got 10.
A 6'6" Castle is a strong finisher inside.
And it's Conley with the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Led by as many as 14 points. Edwards dishes to Conley. To the inside. Here's Randall, and that one falls coming off Conley's feet. And it's 7 points for Julius Randle. And here is Fox. 7 points in the game. Rebound, Minnesota. Edwards got his 5th rebound in this one. Has to Gobert. Edwards against Fox. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, you have to challenge Edwards inside without fouling, but that's not easy to do.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
But what you have to love about Edwards is his drive. This is a guy that wants to be an all-time great when it's all said and done.
That one is no good.
Well, after 3 straight makes, that's their first miss of the half.
A pass to Fox. There's the lob to the hoop. It's stolen by Randall. And now Conley running the floor all by himself. Now Edwards. Randall outside. Here's the 3. A rebound by the Spurs. Vassell's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Wembanyama. Pass to Castle. He's looking for Wembanyama and finds him.
And this kid is tough. Wembanyama just powering it in despite the contact.
The Spurs shooting their first free throw of the night here. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for the Spurs. Daniels, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Dosunmu comes in for Michael Conley.
A generational talent. Wembanyama is an all-around player with incredible upside.
Timberwolves leading by 10. Angle right side. McDaniels outside. To the paint. Here's Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
That's a smart pass in close quarters.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Spurs passing it around. Champagny passes to Fox. Here's Castle. Good, and it's Fox who picks up the assist. Fox has got his 6th assist on the night. Here's Highland. 6 points for him. Outside, Reed. Back to Highland. Reed gets to Anderson. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Three-pointer, Fox. Reed with the rebound.
You can see the frustration in the quarter on his face, especially with his team trailing.
Picked by Reed. And it's Bones Highland with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Here's Fox. He's got 7. Pass to Champagny. He's looking for Wembanyama and finds him. Oh, the rim with an easy reach of Wembanyama.
Watch out. Wembanyama hammering that one home.
1:12 left to play in the third. Edwards inside. Castle covering. Edwards can't hit. Spurs trail by 7. Back to Castle. And a miss there on the triple. The Timberwolves have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Outside, Reed lets the 3 fly. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. Big group substitution and timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys.
And as fans and broadcasters, we're not permitted to hear the specifics in these huddles.
Well, as a coach, you want to cover just 1 or 2 major points. That way guys can absorb it and go out and execute.
Clark is checked in for Bones Highland. .30 seconds left to play here in the third. Harper the pass to Cornette. Now Castle. Pass to Waters. His 3-pointers off the mark. Outside Conley. Now here's Dosunmu. Clark for 3. And that shot was up in time to go in. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
Well, that is what coaches want from their point guard. Set others up, play the game the right way.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks, as always, for joining us. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. Dosunmu is out there with Joe Ingles. Then it's Julius Randle. Then it's Conley. And it's Shannon in a 2-guard.
Emphatic finish by Randle. I love when he's forceful around the hoop.
And so it's San Antonio with it. 9-point game. Outside, Clark. There's the pick. It's up a 3. They get it back. Vassell inside the line. Here's Cornette. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. Now here's Conley. Randle outside. Back to Conley. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Here's Dosunmu. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. A pass to Fox. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. And Cornette gets it to go.
Easy shot for him. They'll take that every time up the floor.
Osumu with it. Outside Conley. Back to Osumu. Takes a three. It's hauled in by Cornette. Cornette's got 5 rebounds tonight. Down low. Here's Harper. Good, and it's Fox who picks up the assist.
Superb focus from Harper on that shot, absorbing the contact well.
Minnesota leading by 5. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team.
Let's get on our feet and make some noise for the Spurs squad.
Wembanyama, he's checked in for the Spurs. Cancel comes in for Fox. And a change for the Timberwolves. Mike Conley's checked in for Bones Highland. Here's McDaniels. To the left side wing. Three-pointer, Randall. Rebounded by Castle.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Now here's Conley. McDaniels on the wing. Gobert down low. Wembanyama on him. And the shot goes in from Rudy Gobert.
Look, when he gets hot, it's scary. Feeling it right now.
Harper against Conley. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
With the quickness that Harper moves around with, it's hard for defenders to stay with him without fouling.
And that one misses.
And something scouts found very appealing about Dylan Harper. His skills are ahead of the rookie curve. He's got a deep bag already, a lot of moves that other guys would need to get schooled on.
And the second free throw, good.
That one miss was huge. He had a chance to turn this into a one-possession game.
Pass to Gobert. Here's Edwards. Shoots. Nails the jumper.
Well, it might not be fair, but most nights we expect Edwards to put up big scoring numbers. That's what you ask of your star.
Outside, Gobert. Randall. Rebounded by Vassell. And so it's Vassell who brings up the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points.
You gotta love seeing Wembanyama get assertive in an important moment.
Now Conley. Gobert down low. Defended by Wembanyama. From 6 feet away, Wembanyama reels it in. Vassell, 16-footer drops in.
Well, they needed a bucket right there, and it's Vassell who answers the call.
Minnesota in the lead. And here is Conley. Now the Spurs will take it.
Oh, come on. You cannot let that happen in this situation.
And so it's Mitch Johnson calling timeout. He has decided it's the right time to talk. Fox is checked in for Harper. And then for Minnesota, Naz Reid, he's checked in for Randall. And Bones Hyland subbed in for Mike Conley. Here's Fox to take the lead. And that one drops.
Well, he's been a clutch player of the year. Fox lives for the big moments.
Minnesota's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Here's Fox. And it's Bones Hyland with the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far.
Second team.
Here's Fox. And that one is good.
When Fox is using his agility like this, it can just be too much for the defense to handle.
Timberwolves trail by 3. Now McDaniel. Edwards fires. Edwards drills the 3.
Well, this is what he does. A proven scorer in the clutch.
Outside Fox. Here is Wembanyama. Oh, what a play inside.
Well, with his size, Wembanyama is the ideal option in close situations. Wembanyama will get a clean look.
Now Gobert. Nice read. Castle pulls it down. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
Pressure moment for Castle.
And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
Great work at the line under pressure. They're that much closer to putting this game away.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. Some changes for Minnesota. Randall comes in for Reed. And it's Dosumu in for Hyland. From outside, Wembanyama reels it in. This may be their most important possession.
No doubt about it. As long as they don't make any major mistakes, this one's in the bag.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
McDaniels, trained from outside.
And this is something McDaniels continues to work on. Good to see him cash in off the catch.
I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
Gobert there for the rebound.
And it's all about the 3 right here.
Yeah, and when your opponent knows what you need, it makes it that much harder to find an opening.
Now Edwards fires the 3, knocks down the 3.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
And so it's Mitch Johnson calling timeout. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. Here's Fox. And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. These teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters, and now we head to overtime. Should be a blast. Here we go. The big men on the floor for him, Randall and Gobert. The wingmen, Edwards and McDaniels. And it's Highland in a point guard. And the shot goes in.
And a big man who moves like a guard. Wembanyama is an absolute terror when he slices inside.
Now here's Randall. Into the lane. He finishes with a one-handed dunk.
Now that's incredible. A huge bucket in the most emphatic way possible. Now that is not supposed to happen.
Here's Champagny. And it's good.
And coming down the stretch here, both teams still on fire.
Yeah, in hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold, that's not going to happen. It doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
And he's been a force on the glass all game long.
No doubt how much those boards impact the overall outcome. You can't give them extra chances.
Now, here's Fox. Edwards with the rebound. We're in overtime and 90 seconds gone here in what has been a great one so far. Gobert cleaves it in off the window.
Well, when you need a bucket, you can go to Gobert. A high percentage scorer who doesn't waste his attempts.
Fox fires. The three is off. Timberwolves have gone 2 of 3 from the floor as we've gotten this overtime period underway. Edwards. That doesn't go. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Vassell with it. McDaniels picks him up. And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That's his first foul. Fox with it. Oh, the slam dunk.
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Now here's Randall. Outside, Gobert. It's Randall.
Well, guarding a 7-footer like Gobert clean is not easy. So Rudy able to grab the foul.
First free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. That's off as well, so he misses both. And the Spurs with possession. The lead is 2. Count it.
Showing that clutch gene. Fox just put his head down and got his team what they needed.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. Some changes for Minnesota. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Randall, and it's Mike Conley in for Highland. Conley. Minnesota with the rebound. Now Gobert. Naz Reid. No good from three. So they foul intentionally.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Second team foul. Pass off. Shooting 2.
It's the first, and that puts them up by 5.
And what I like about Castle's game is the versatility, right? He's a legitimate two-way threat who's willing to take on whatever role helps the team.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
No mistakes there. Good free throws to give them just a little bit more cushion.
Minnesota calls timeout. 19 seconds left to play in the first overtime. And what's their best move at this point? Edwards fires. He drills the three.
Well, if it's a big spot, Edwards wants the ball, wants the attention. You need that in the league.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
Second personal foul. Third team foul. De'Aaron Fox. Shooting 2.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
Yeah, and it basically all comes down to this. If they come away empty here, this one's pretty much over. This team needed those points from Randall. What a massive bucket.
First personal foul. 14 foul. De'Aaron Fox. Shooting 2.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And that trip coming up empty, missing both.
Yeah, just a golden opportunity that's lost right there. Now, we still got a game.
Good!
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
And timeout called by Mitch Johnson. Pivotal moment in this game. He's not taking any chances. He'll call time. Here's Fox. for the win. And he does not hit. And so we are tied again at the end of overtime. Can't stop now. We're ready for another extra period. What a game of basketball this has been.
Here we go.
Now Castle. Count it!
Well, he's had it going offensively, helping them build this lead.
The Timberwolves trail. Gobert. Wembanyama reels it in.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Gobert against Vassell. The three doesn't go. The Timberwolves shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. And down goes the three.
Well, huge night from McDaniels. With the defense he brings you, the scoring is a massive plus.
Edwards with the rebound.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Here's Gobert. Randall. Castle pulls it down. There's a minute 40 left to play in the second overtime. It's quite a heated game.
Well, so often Vassell will rise and fire, but that time he puts it on the floor and makes something happen.
Here's Highland. Gobert down low. Wembanyama on him. Oh, the rejection by Wembanyama. Outside Fox. And the foul called on Edwards. That's foul number 2 for him. A sensational block that definitely deserves another look.
And that block was something. It's the playoffs, and every possession and defensive stop matters.
Now, here's Fox. Knocks it loose.
He was laying in wait for that pass. Terrific read to get a jump on.
And you might not have expected him to go for the steal there, but boy, oh boy, did that ever work out.
Fox goes in.
Not the biggest guy. Fox showing a lot of heart in close.
And so it's Highland who brings the ball up for the Timberwolves. Here's Edwards. Beyond the arc. Bullseye from the corner. Edwards.
Wow, these are the moments that Edwards lives for. He is dynamite in the clutch.
And timeout called by Mitch Johnson. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. Now's Reed. He's checked in for the Timberwolves. Dosunu comes in for Bones Highland. Here is Wembanyama. Wide open. Rebounded by Edwards.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defensive effort.
Now Reed for three. Rebounded by Vassell.
This isn't a done deal yet, but they have got to move quick.
Yeah, this one isn't over, but they can't afford to waste any time now.
And that bucket was absolutely huge. A defensive stop now may just seal the deal.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. So I'm looking at the clock, and guys, the situation. What do you think we're going to see next?
This is where great coaching can pay.
Minnesota making a switch. Here's Edwards. Launches it. Misses the three. And so the San Antonio Spurs have won the series. They took the long road to get here, but they've done it. They're moving on to the conference finals, Greg, after a thrilling 7-game series and a win here in round 2.
And what a memorable series this was. So fitting that it came down to a Game 7, and now no rest for the weary. They've got to get right back to work.
It's time for us to say goodbye. We hope you've enjoyed our second-round coverage of the NBA Western Conference Playoffs. For Greg Anthony, Allie LaForce, and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan.